Hey everyone, this is Sarah from Dicecast, and I'm here to talk about my character, Sariel de Funkar. Sariel lived in a human village, that's why she has a human last name, de Funkar. It is a generic last name that I found online, it doesn't mean anything. Anyway, she lived in a human village with her human mother and her human sister. And she and her sister Sathima were very talented musicians. They were both very popular in the village for being so. Sariel was very popular for her voice, and Sathima was popular for her flute. But even though those were their main instruments, they loved their other instruments. For Sariel, it was her lute, and for Sathima, it was her lyre. Since they were both very talented and very competitive, they would hold contests often to see who was the best musician in the village or who had the best songs. Unfortunately for Sariel, Sathima would always win because her songs were more joyful and fun, while Sariel would sing about what the people were truly feeling that day or what she kind of felt from the crowd. And who wants to hear about their real emotions at the time, right? So, this made Sariel very bitter towards her sister Sathima, and it kept going until one day when Sariel turned 100 and Sathima turned 95, or Sathima was 95 at the time, Sariel discovered that she had magic and she could channel it through her lute. Sathima, who saw the magic, thought that it was just the lute that was magical and not Sariel herself. So she would fantasize about stealing it until one day she came up with a plan. She tricked Sariel into going to a forest where there was a rumor of a giant dog, and Sathima taunted Sariel saying that she probably couldn't use her magic to tame the dog or anything. When they finally saw the giant dog that was rumored to be there, Sariel froze up. Of course, she just learned about her magic and she couldn't figure out how to use it to dispel this giant creature. So she threw her lute at the giant dog, thinking that would make it go away, and it did. The giant dog wasn't as vicious as they really thought. The dog ran away, and Sariel opened her eyes after throwing the lute. She looked at her sister and saw that her sister was running away with her lute. And she never saw that lute again. So after that, she decided she had to leave the village because there was nothing left for her there. Her sister had left, and she wanted to discover how to use this magic. And of course, she knew that without her lute, she could still channel this magic. So she went on her own adventures, going from town to town, singing, making money in taverns and town squares, and of course, getting the love and the attention of everyone, which she really appreciated. Until she encountered a giant dragon in a tavern drinking a lot of ale. And she decided to stick with him because if she was going to be traveling around, she kind of needed the muscle, and he seemed like someone who could protect her. And she could make the money for both of them since she was pretty good at singing and he needed quite a lot of money for all that ale he was drinking. So now when she goes traveling with the giant dragon named Jagric, she is going from town to town looking for that missing lute that her sister stole from her because it still means a lot to her and she really wants to find it. So that's basically her background about what happened and how she came to be the Sariel that she is today.